This is our First NBC Weekend Review brought to you by First NBC Bank with 30 locations all around the greater New Orleans area and beyond, continuing to expand. You will find a First NBC Bank in your neighborhood to do the best business you can possibly imagine. Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. Interesting weekend, and of course, already an interesting Monday. Jesuit-based Retief Oil with a thrilling 6-5 victory over Brooklawn, New Jersey. The favorite in this tournament, a team that was there last year with a number of returning players. It was a continuation of a game started on Sunday where bad weather pushed it back, but what an incredible victory by Retief Oil. And Lenny, they're in the driver's seat.
They are. A game tonight against a team from Washington, but regardless of the outcome of this game, they will play for the championship tomorrow. Will they win tonight and have two chances to win one tomorrow, or will it be a winner-take-all situation? That's all that remains to be determined at this point. But a huge win. Yeah, hats off to Joey Latino and his team, and his pitching has really stepped up at some key times in this tournament.
Well, Jesuit-based teams won the American Legion World Series in 1946 and in 1960, so this would be the third time and the first for a New Orleans area team since the Rummel-based Nationwide Restoration Team won it all in 2006. Of course, the Saints back at work and dealing with some injuries, Lenny.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the one big one out of Friday night, Chris Chamberlain, apparently an ACL, he is done for the year. But some other guys are banged up as well, and guys who have been out aren't quite ready to come back yet. You won't see Darren Sproles this week against the Texans. You won't see Nick Toon this week against the Texans. Have to question whether you're going to see David Hawthorne, Curtis Lofton at this point, those guys with injuries as well. So the Saints, wide receiver and linebacker appear to be the areas where they've really been hurt by injuries thus far this training camp.
Yeah, widespread reports that they've signed Camarillo, in fact, at wide receiver because of the injuries. Andy Tanner is also out as well. And, of course, Houston in town this weekend, an AFC elitist, if you will. And this is the dress rehearsal game, if you will, for the regular season.
Exactly. And one of the interesting things that came out of camp on Monday is the fact that the Saints today started game planning for the Washington Redskins. And you say, well, why are you doing that? Well, don't forget the fact, don't dismiss the fact that Joe Vitt is not going to be with this team for the first 6 games of the season. So they're basically trying to get in some work on the Redskins now and do some things before Joe Vitt is out of the building. So while he won't be on the sidelines for the opener, maybe they can get a lot of work in before then.
Tulane scrimmage this past weekend, ran the ball very well. Quarterback play was solid, but of course the real story surrounding Trent Mackey, and really not the kind of story you want to report on.
No, not really. And, it's unfortunate. Now, Tulane had kind of avoided all of these off-the-field stories that had first faced the Saints, and then last week we were talking about it with LSU. Well, now it's Tulane. Their best defensive player in the preseason conference defensive player of the year in Trent Mackey, suspended indefinitely after his arrest for a role in an armed robbery, apparently. And you hope for the best there, and we'll see what ends up happening.
And LSU, of course, getting ready for their season opener, now number 3 in the preseason poll from AP. This is a direct result of Trahan Matthew being out.
Exactly. AP gave the voters a chance to change their votes, and a lot of people did. Some people putting LSU as low as number 8 and number 10. I'm not sure which football games they are looking at to drop somebody that low, but everybody's entitled to an opinion. And the one thing to remember when it comes to the AP poll, it makes no difference in anything other than the fact that it's a poll. It doesn't play any part in the BCS equation.
And finally, where the Hornets are concerned, a long-term contract extension for Monty Williams. Obviously, the Saints brass very happy with what they see of Coach Williams.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it was clear from very early on that they've been very happy with some of the things that Monty and Dell Demps have done. And, Monty Williams getting rewarded with that contract extension this weekend.
Lenny, is always a pleasure. And, of course, it's a pleasure to have you all viewing SportsNOLA.com, where you'll find everything you could possibly want in the world of sports locally and beyond. I want to thank First NBC Bank. This has been our weekend review as we get ready for another sports week. Lenny, thanks.
We'll see you later this week.
All right. For Lenny Vangilder, I'm Ken Trahan. God bless you, one and all.